Now as they get set to shift out of the American Conference in the last year that they play here, moving into the Big 12, and just having general conversations with her about, the level of the program and where it's at. And she said, not really thinking about that right now. It's just kind of a one game at a time approach for the Knights. So the rest of the stuff will take care of itself. It's interesting. She said that, she's talked to some recruits that, it's still a learning process for them to realize that they're actually even moving into another conference here coming up next season, just from a recruiting standpoint. They have consistently been one of the better teams here in this conference, and RPI maybe not quite where it has been in the past. Maybe it's taken a little bit of a dip down, but still from one week to the next, it's rather impressive just to see the different styles that each of these teams present, from more direct play to a more classic style of possession-based games here in the American. For TU, it's all about bridging that gap between performances, especially after the great performance they had. And on here off the top is Sanders has to make a quick play on it. Olsen was all alone there for a brief moment. Let's look at Maddie Tokarczuk. Maddie Williams is behind her. Now Maddie has been battling injuries throughout a large portion of the season so far. She does get the start today. More back in a traditional position for her, which has caused Tulsa some problems. They've had to shift a lot of places and pieces. That's a good ball sent through the D in between Brandenburg. That's there. Sanders comes out. Lots of contact there from Schimmels. It was a well-placed ball through the center of the pitch, right on the foot of Scott. It was incredibly dangerous. We'll see it here. Here's Bradley. Watch this right there, just to the opposite side of Schimmels, sandwiched in between Brandenburg. Sanders called into action early here for the University of Tulsa. Eden Collins out wide. Finds Cack. Good ball through. Scott beats Schimmels, collects it one time, overruns it a bit, sets herself up with a left. Shot opportunity blocked away by Schimmels. Grayson did well there. Did well in the recovery aspect of it. It was a good-looking ball from the touch line. Sent across on a dead run. It was a nice diagonal run. Scott now with Brandenburg. Off of Maddie Williams and sent out of the box by Ashlyn Fernandez. It's also now looking to reset a little bit here. UCF coming out with a lot of good one-touch passing here in the early stages. Fernandez sneaks up behind Olsen. Ends up poking it away from her. Throw in now. Cack wanted to go quickly. Now has to wait a few moments. Still looking. Fernandez couldn't quite get a good clearance on it. Olsen settles. Square ball. Now back to her. Olsen, can she run onto it? No, she can. Brandenburg. From behind, Cack. Right-footed cross into the air. Keeper comes out, has it, knocks it away from Scott for a brief moment. Quickly on the outlet pass. Here's Emily Torres' first chance. Easy here for Schimmels. Torres isn't going to get there in enough time. So far, one of the keys to the match was UCF winning a lot of 50-50 balls and being aggressive in those second balls, and they've done that here in the early stages. First 5 minutes, it's been all nights. There's Jim Ryan, head coach at the University of Tulsa. Incredible job this year from coach and his staff. Has this Tulsa team believing, not just from wanting to feel like that they can qualify, but has them believing at this point in the season to be where they're at here in the table in the American. And a 3-0 win on the road goes a long way to help build that confidence. They believe that they can be right here in the mix for the entirety. Schimmel's cross. They're looking, and it's a goal. Tulsa has struck first. It's Maddie Tokarczyk on the cross from Grayson Schimmels. And it was a ball that hung up in the air, and you had questions whether or not Tokarczyk was going to be able to get there first. She did. And Tulsa is off and running. Here's the cross, just hanging right there. The defender just misjudged it. And Tokarczyk was there in the proper position, slots it home. And for the first time in 200 and almost 80 minutes, UCF has conceded a goal. Which is saying something considering how good that Delisle has been and the entire back line. And that's even with some injury problems that UCF has had. They've had to shift several players. Came into the season feeling like they had 3 legit center backs. They've had to move a few pieces around to make up for some injury problems. Coach Shahadek was telling me before the game they never really have felt like that they've been healthy at any point during the entire season for the entire collection that they have. This is a deeper team than what they've been in the past as well. There have been times where it felt like that maybe they've only had truly 11 starters. That has not been the case so far this year, and it's been a lot due to transfer. It's been development within the program. The players kind of run into each other with Lily Fernandez and Renardsdottir.
Throw it to you.
Williams able to cut down that ball, trying to find its way through.
Throwing UCF.
Martin would have had a good opportunity if it not for Maddie there. By the way, Tokarczyk now goes to 5 goals on the season. Leading goal scorer for the Golden Hurricane now. Have 3 players tied at 4 with Quinn Turner, Jordan Frederick, and Maddie. Just until her 5th. And again, Maddie Tokarczyk has been kind of that Swiss Army knife, that flexible player that can play multiple positions, but when called upon, she can go back and play one of the outside backs. That's where she started her career. There's a win from Sim Smith, Renardsdottir. On here, Martin too far in front of her. Sanders has it. Get into some of the overall numbers here in a moment for these 2 keepers. Because it is impressive. Scott showing how difficult that she can be to handle. It's twice now that she's had it in her possession inside the 18 while surrounded by 2 Tulsa defenders. Karchik. Driven ball there, looking for Torres. Emily. Played by the defender, Lewis.
Throw it to you.
Torres was just trying to run onto it. It was a good ball from Tokarczyk. Back in favor of Tulsa now. Some of the conference honors from the previous week. That one's going to be a goal kick. Feature of several players. Hear from this match here, including the Defensive Player of the Week and Georgia Eden Collins. Shutout victories, 1-0 victory over SMU last week. Tatum Sanders was Rookie of the Week for Tulsa. 7 stops in that 1-1 draw against Cincinnati. 3 saves in that 3-0 shutout of Houston on Sunday. And here comes UCF back to the other way, leaves it here, turns, fires, and a save. Still not out of danger yet. Boy, Martin had played a perfect ball. UCF has got to be scratching their heads a bit here, how they haven't been able to land one quite yet. Have had multiple chances here with this front 3 group of forwards. That includes Martin. That's an area that we'll have to see if there's going to be an adjustment from this Tulsa back line. Renard's daughter, Sim Smith. Lily Fernandez. All right, we'll take one look at this here. Yeah, this is where we saw Martin off to the races right there. Leaves it for Olsen. It was Schimmels who kept it safe off of the line there. So Schimmels' impact has been massive so far, an assist, and now also keeping UCF off of the board. And our starter's first touch just not quite up to snuff so far. Cack.
Throw in UCF.
Olsen now settles back to Cack. We'll send it to the opposite side now.
Throw in Knights.
Maddie doing her best there. Deep throw in now for UCF. Miss hit there from Fernandez. Headed down from Brandenburg. And a goal kick now coming up.
Goal kick Tulsa.
Well, it's been a variety of things so far for UCF inside of the box. They've had good placement on their balls. At some point, some of the passes that they've kept on the ground, and maybe 1 or 2 instances of too many touches. Just got to try to find a way to finish.
Throw in to you.
Tulsa's been able to stretch UCF at times. Sim Smith. That was a bit behind Sim Smith. Right idea, though. Just trying to find Torres. Could have collected that ball. And off to the races, it's Martin. Too far for her. Tatum Sanders. So Sanders come in, .939 save percentage inside of conference. Delisle came in an .897 clip. That's good for first and second place here inside the American. It's also a series that has been dominated by the Knights. All-time series is 14-1-1. It shows you how important that early goal was for Tulsa here to kind of set a tone here early. Eden Collins keeps it on the ground. Collected there by Bradley. Goal kick coming up. So far this season, UCF is 1-1-1 when the opponents score first. They also have not done a very good job on the road so far this year. They're 1-1-4. So enough to get points, but they just haven't been able to break through completely here on the road. Tulsa's done well at home. Runarsdottir running at the defender, has options here. Decides to take it herself, and that one just dips enough. Land on the top of the netting, but over the top of the crossbar. And a goal kick now for UCF. From the reverse angle. Yeah, a couple of feet over. Dropped as it was well over the top of the bar.
Throw it to you.
Tulsa now 22 goals on the season for them. The ball looking for Tokarczyk. Fernandez. Shot that's hit directly at Delisle. No trouble for her. Runarsdottir, not much on it. Came off of a deflection. And that's one of those second balls that UCF was trying to highlight here. Some of the keys to the match. Martin turns, full head of steam for her. Brandenburg challenges, comes away with it. A little bit too far out in front for Martin. Torres from the touchline, cuts to the inside now. Harassed from behind. Referee will pull this back and a foul. UCF was trying to go off to the races. Asinho was looking there to hit Olsen on a run. Referee is Jose Lara Mancia. Assistants today, Andre Figueroa, Will Franklin, and also Jack Damrell's our fourth. To Tokarczyk. Battling there with Kak. It's a corner.
Corner kick Tulsa.
Everything out here, Black, everything out.
Taylor Fernandez on the corner.
First and second ball here, Black.
Fernandez over to attempt this
Watch backside me.
for Tulsa.
One.
Driven ball,
Out again.
free for a moment. Williams puts it back in the area. Flag is up.
Offside to you.
If they got these sold, there's that series history we were telling you about. Just one win for the University of Tulsa last meeting, 3-0 victory over a year ago. Foul from behind on Maddie Williams. You don't mind that at all. You don't want to let Martin have any amount of space whatsoever. We've seen what she can do. Quick turn and off to the races. Trying to hug up as close as you can to her, not allow her to have any type of collection. Eden Collins will get it restarted for the Knights. Here's Young. Looking for movement, finds Olsen. Think about UCF is they'll use those three forwards. They're from Martin. They'll use those three forwards. They're not afraid to crash back and not only collect offensively, but not afraid to help out on defense as well. See them make several moments and several runs in matches where it will crash multiple yards. Now here's Olsen. If the Knights want to be successful, they've got to take a little bit of weight. Some of those on the ground that they've been able to split through. Because Tatum is an aggressor off of her line. She's going to come out and call for most of those. And that's the type of skill that we're talking about from Martin. Olsen now back to Martin, who keeps her run alive. Fernandez closes down towards the back post and a goal. A gorgeous amount of buildup there from UCF, and they have tied things up.
Goal for UCF. Number 7, Kristen Scott.
And look who it is. It's Kristen Scott.
Leon Martin on the
Player to keep an eye on. And all of that is from that young lady right there, Martin's work rate. The vision to the back post. Schimmels gets beat back behind her, trying to catch up with Scott. Couldn't do so. Sanders pulled all the way across the goal. And that is exactly how you draw it up. Goal number 7 on the season for Kristen Scott. And again, without Martin's play here from the touchline, between a couple of defenders and keeping her run alive, that goal does not happen. So all back level.
Tulsa.
Goal number 31 in the career of Scott.
Foul on UCF.
Tokarczyk. A footed driven ball just over the top of Lily Fernandez. Emily Torres keeps it back alive. Nice settle there from Tokarczyk. Not much on
Kayla Fernandez.
that from Kayla Fernandez. Well done by Maddie.
Throw in Tulsa.
I mentioned before, it was the first time that we've had any type of rain here over the last 3 to 4 weeks. Some of that last night. Pretty moderate temperature here today, going to be in the low 70s for most of the day before it cools off. UCF catching this trip here to Tulsa just at the right time. Here's Martin one more time. Brandenburg comes over to close down. Martin's going to try to use her speed to get by to the outside, and Emily Brandenburg denies her, sends it out of play. It's a corner now coming up for UCF. From the back line again, Olsen. That's exactly what we were telling you about. Olsen comes all the way back towards the halfway line, collects that. Just nice vision there.
Katie Bradley on the corner.
Brandenburg times those so well. Has a feel and a presence about her. Those angles as well as anyone. Far post, Olsen retreats, and that will be a goal kick now coming up for Tulsa. Bradley up from her midfield position to take that corner. Renardsdottir won't be able to catch up to it. Back to Lyle. Olsen has Scott. Got by Scott for a moment. Flag is up. You can definitely see the difference now with Kristen Scott back in the lineup. This will be the 4th game now since she has been back. And it's really no surprise just how this Knights team has taken off. Young from Ottawa. Scott Martin cutting in behind Maddie Williams. Gets there, one touch, and puts it past Tatum Sanders. And the Knights strike again. And it's Martin.
In for Tulsa, number 8, Carson McGarry.
Martin, who has been causing significant problems for Tulsa. Just too much speed for Maddie Williams to catch up to. Well-timed ball. And off to the races as UCF now has taken the lead. 3rd goal of the season for Martin here in the 17th. But Tulsa now looking for answers. That one's not going to stay in enough time. Sinho could not quite catch up to it. Also, we'll have 2 subs get set, as will UCF. We'll see Quinn Turner and Jordan Frederick.
In for UCF, number 32, Tiana Hogan. Number 6, Anna Henderson. In for Tulsa, number 21.
Tiana Hogan will make her way on. Anna Henderson, redshirt senior from Kirkland, Washington. See Scott and Olsen catch a moment of rest. Their impact has been felt. Got behind Schimmels, leaves it there. Ashland in front of Martin that time. Maddie Williams, who was subbed out a few moments ago, is receiving some instruction here from Coach Jim Ryan. So they have shifted to Karchek back to that outside back spot for Tulsa. There's Jordan Frederick. Frederick's freshman season here at Tulsa has been one for the books. 4 goals for here so far. Carson couldn't quite catch up to it yet. Simsmith. Tackle here. They're going to take a look now and make sure that Lily Fernandez is okay. She's up hobbling a bit. Referee comes over to double check on her. Sinho thought that maybe that wasn't quite a foul. She did get a significant portion, I think. The referee felt that was the case as well. UCF confident on the ball. They know exactly where to deliver it to. Just in instances like that, that's why it's important for Quinn Turner, right, on those challenges, to not let Martin have any type of turn. But UCF knows those balls from the back line, typically they're going to find their way to a collection of either 17, 16, or 7. Simple, really allow your playmakers to make plays. Here's Polly Watson in now, freshman from England. Sinho will take a rest. Bradley trying to link up. with Tiana Hogan. Just couldn't make it happen. Goal kick now coming up for Tulsa. Referee will call a stop to the action. Geary got tangled up there. See Tokarczyk kind of slotting to the inside a little bit there, going with 17. Bradley looks to put it in play. Driven towards the back post, well over the top of any of her teammates, and a goal kick now coming up. See Bradley a little bit upset with herself over that service. Stooping on in. Kaku's played well so far here in the first half. It's about 35 minutes of action. Here's Frederick. She has not had very much of it today. Stumbles down. Trying to use some of that skill and speed that Jordan Frederick possesses. Just unlucky there. Tumbles over. That one's well wide. The goal kick coming up, but again, more of the same from UCF. It's important to watch how unselfish that all of them really are. See, no matter where they're at from a position, see a few of those curling runs, even from the outside backs, kind of curling to the inside to receive any passes where they'll just go inside and out, and then they're looking typically on that second or third ball from their back line, they're looking always forward. Sol finds Fernandez, and Delilah comes out. Good ball over the top. Fernandez just a step away. Hogan doesn't quite have the presence there as Olsen did. Sprayed out wide, Schimmels. Tracking, doesn't allow the cross to get away. Does well there against Henderson. UCF will have another sub coming up here in just a bit. Just the corner so far. Bradley over one more time. Here for UCF. Referee wants to pick up the pace a little bit here. Wants Aguirre to back away. That That was close to another one. Martin came on a dead run through, hung up in the air just long enough for her to catch a piece of it. Emma again in now. Junior from Florida is Martin, whose work rate here in the first half has been through the roof. Bump from behind there from Henderson. It's also with Brandenburg. Trying to allow Jordan Frederick to run onto it. You can see her closing speed right there. Earns a corner now. That's type of athleticism there from 21. Tulsa's going to need some of here moving forward into the second half. Delisle comes out, knocks it away. Brandenburg was slow to get up. I think that she's going to be okay. We'll see exactly what happened here. See, keeper calls for it. Punches it away. Just contact there from behind. Brandenburg went crashing down. She's okay as she trots back. Holding that neck area right there. I think that's where, when the keeper came back down from punching that one away, of all of her weight crashed right there on the top of the shoulder for Brandenburg. Narsdottir through for Turner. Now Turner's got some speed. That first touch, though, keeps it. Plays it wide, and Frederick is offsides. Well, that was the best buildup that we've seen from Tulsa most the entire game. One-touch passing all the way from the touchline. Turner's off to the races. Draws the attention of the defense, kind of sucks them into the inside, looking for Frederick. They're posted up outside. Just caught off just a little bit there. Sim Smith now has to track this one down, unable to do so. Looking for Hogan, couldn't quite find her. Aguirre. Turner's going to have time to settle.
Keep her there, Mark. Keep her there, Mark. No corner, no corner. Good, Marta.
Turner couldn't explode past. UCF now kind of off their game a little bit. Tulsa trying to see if they can take advantage of it.
Jordan Frederick, the shot.
Frederick tried to go all on her own there. Not going to beat the keeper. See, Sahedek was up here on the UCF sideline, just kind of shaking her head with her hands in the air here over the erratic play in the last 3 or 4 moments. Tulsa's been winning that 50-50 and second ball here in the last couple of moments since UCF has gone to the bench a little bit.
Throw it to you.
Kind of feel some of the energy here picking up in favor for Tulsa as well. It's been Turner and Frederick that have provided that spark so far.
Tulsa.
No dangerous play there. Right in front of Runar's daughter.
UCF.
Send Brandenburg up. That means Schimmels will shift over. Fernandez across the back line, also a little bit more centrally located now to Karchek. Ball played on the ground. Handled well there from Lewis. Lewis now looking for Hogan. Hogan overruns it. Aguirre cleans it up along with Schimmels and Sanders now. Trying to find Frederick to the far side, unable to do so. Nice play from Frederick. Lily Fernandez tracking behind her is Lewis. Fernandez pulls up her pace a little bit. Shot that's there from Sim Smith. Lila had to go down to her right. Has it. On the reverse angle here. Yeah, it's a little bit of a spin to it, kind of curled to the inside there. Would have liked that a little bit further towards the post. You see the shots now. Both teams equal at 6. Frederick gets whistled for the foul.
Foul on Tulsa.
That's a little bit better from UCF there in these final moments. Just putting a couple of passes together. Schimmels closes the door. If she didn't, Henderson was going to be off to the races. Turner in front of her, and that's going to do it for the first half with UCF.
And then into the first half of play, UCF 2.
Concedes first. It was a goal from Madison to Karchek, but UCF bounces back with 2 goals of their own
They're serving wine and beer.
and has a lead here at halftime of 2-1.
Your goal hurricane.
There's also Martin, as they will control things here. And officially underway, Tulsa will keep Quinn Turner and also Jordan Frederick here at the start of the second half. Seem to be about the best version moving forward. They're going to keep Tokarczyk as well as the outside back. This will be her first significant amount of minutes there with Martin. Martin was subbed out. Martin played 38, so Tokarczyk had to go the final 7 or 8 minutes or so there without Martin on the pitch. We'll see how she handles it. Here's Renar's daughter for Aguirre. Aguirre now looping ball, looking for Frederick.
Goal kick, UCF.
Lewis shields her off. It'll be a goal kick now coming up for UCF. Frederick, one of the freshmen for TU that's provided a spark and energy. Also, too, in a way, kind of a a level of just confidence as well from a young freshman that's come in and scored 4 goals on the season.
17,
There's Martin, whose impact was heavy-handed in the first half. Martin the flick on. Schimmels does well. Frederick gets hacked down from behind against Lewis. Driven ball there. Frederick. Same scenario there.
Goal kick UCF.
This gives a little bit of a bump there. Not allowing Frederick the opportunity. Referee's going to have a conversation here with Jordan Frederick, Laura Mancia. Doesn't want any of that to carry over into any significant time here in the second half. Narsdottir chasing down. That pressure right there earns a turnover. Fernandez. Simsmith. Turner. Karchek, curling ball. Renarsdottir in the area. Free for a moment. Stuck in between 2 defenders. Tulsa couldn't finish it. There's Aguirre. Good run from Schimmels towards the near post, and a corner now coming up.
Corner kick Tulsa.
Good effort there from Tulsa.
Tokarczyk on the corner.
Good ball from Tokarczyk. Finds Frederick. Lays it back in front of Aguirre. Sent out of the box by UCF. Also tracking it back down now. Turner has it. Fernandez. Schimmels as Olsen gives chase. Tulsa at least earning it here in the first 5 minutes through the midfield, winning a lot of these balls. Miss it there. Frederick now has an opportunity. And that was going to be a one-time on the volley there from Renarsdottir. Defender got in the way. Hear the audible groan from the crowd here. Back through. Fernandez. Just missed Renarsdottir. Settle from Turner. Turner for Tokarczyk. Just overruns it. Somehow Martin kept it alive. Thought that it was going to go out. Lyle sends this one out of play. Gives UCF a chance to reset. Right here. First touch hit. Frederick tracks it down. She's going to have to do a lot of this on her own. Schimmels for Renarsdottir and a goal! And Tulsa has tied it.
On the goal.
Well, the UCF back line is asking
Tulsa 2. UCF.
how that wasn't offsides, but Tulsa continued to play on. Referee is now going to go over and have a conversation with his assistant, and that's going to count. Schimmels gets the assist. We'll have to go back and look at this all the way through, though. And just leaving it off from Aguirre, floats it over the top of the defender on the backside. That was Young. We just kind of paralyzed, and Renarsdottir puts it in a place where the keeper can't find it. So several players there in the fourth goal of the season now for Isolde. Credited for this. Watch this from Aguirre to Schimmels. So you'll get Aguirre, Schimmels on the assist, and then Renarsdottir on the goal. But don't forget Jordan Frederick as well. That was one-on-one with the defender. She didn't have a whole lot of help in the early stages, but did just enough to place the ball inside the box and level at 2 now. Roy Turner's a battler. A lot of contact there, and she did not budge one bit. Here's Martin. Sanders has it. Scott's first touch just a little bit out in front of her there. Frederick overruns it. Lewis.
Throwing UCF.
Tulsa will take that and to keep them deep if they can. I know Jordan overran it for a moment, but has to hustle back there. Turner doing a good job. Lyle keeps it short, lays it wide. UCF has not had those moments so far here in the first half where they've been able to collect like that right there with Olsen. Now it's been Turner that's been kind of tracking with on the inside, and here they are again from the inside out. Having a hard time. Alon Scott having a hard time on that second and third ball. Off of some of their passes, just hasn't been as crisp. Miscommunication there from Aguirre. Fernandez. Cack. And against Turner. Cack stumbles down. Turner comes away with it. Denies UCF. Now takes it away. Does Martin. And Ashland just has to clear it out of play. Here's this from Turner. In this battle, that's just a miss hit. Turner takes advantage of it right here, and watch Martin. Steps in, little quick challenge. Oh, pick your pocket. Right in the corner of the 18, Fernandez. The reset.
UCF.
Mallory Olson does such a great job coming back and receiving. Sim Smith stepped in front of her there. It's one of the first true instances. Has a good first touch, does Olson. Frederick takes it away from Lewis. Frederick has a Geary. Geary somehow maintains control. Here's Sim Smith, wide for Tokarczuk. Martin tracking back with her. Turner cuts to the inside. Martin's not going to give up that easy. Here's Tokarczuk towards the near post. Lyle has it. Narstarter in the vicinity. Good combo work on that side, just maybe step away. Scott left-footed. That one was rising. Sanders, though, makes it look easy. Foul from behind.
Foul on UCF.
Turner kind of baited her into that one. Used some of her momentum there. Ran over from behind. Referee at times has let these two teams play. I thought Tulsa showed a lot against Cincinnati, and it's just typically a very physical team that, hey, we can play a variety of different ways. If we have to, we can be as physical as anyone in this conference by far. In terms of fouls called on that night, Tulsa was the more physical team. Frederick falling away from it. There's going to be much on that in terms of power. But mainly just about putting the ball in that position. Tokarczuk stumbled for a bit. Martin takes advantage of it. Towards the end line that's there, and UCF finds the back of the net one more time.
Go UCF.
And it's Kristen Scott one more time. Now sitting on a brace is number 7.
Goal by number 7, Kristen Scott.
Just a little stumble there from Tokarczuk gave Martin enough room. Right here you can see. Look at the pace that she delivers. One touch there to the opposite side. You've got 2 runners that are coming through, 2 options. And it's the finish from Scott. Olsen was on the backside if she didn't finish it. So Tulsa now has to find a way to fight through. This is a game of emotions up and down. Had the 1-0 lead at one point. Gave up 2 consecutive. We were able to fight back, make it level at 2, and now having to try to work back uphill. Bradley. What a collection there from Olsen. Just brought it straight down. Contact afterwards, though.
Foul on Tulsa.
Sinho doing good work there. Now we'll have a trio here of Knights. Scott with 2 goals. Olsen now back out. Hogan in. You see Bradley also catch a moment of rest. Watson, who played 12 minutes in the first, is back on. Well, they got Frederick way out wide if they wanted. Lewis just got there first. Ball was a little bit more further in. Henderson.
Throw in UCF.
Karchik sends it out of play. Watson somehow, along with Hogan, free for a moment. Sent out there from Fernandez. Runar's daughter in contact here. It's Eaton Collins. It's whistled for the foul. Caught her there in the arm handball there for UCF. Good cross looking for Frederick. Can Frederick get there in time? Fell right to her feet. Have to work against 2 defenders. Still not out of danger yet. It's UCF. Schimmels keeps putting it back into the area. Brandenburg.
Throw it to you.
Now we'll have a sub.
7, Emily Torres.
Emily Torres, which takes a bounce. Frederick could have just ran through it there. Have a little hop there at the end, trying to judge that ball. Frederick out and now Torres back in. We'll see here on the UCF substitution pattern as well. Recently when they took Olsen and Scott out, they did that in the first half as well, kind of in that same combination. Offsides is Aguirre. And that's when Tulsa kind of sprang to life a little bit. And then pulled Martin off final 7 or 8 minutes of the first half. She's still out there. Front didn't quite work as well with Hogan. Also Henderson, the way that it does with that starting group. Cat keeps it on the ground. Could have done better with service. Geary out. Renardsdottir collects it. Keeps it here with Turner. Turner with Lilly. Has Torres out wide. She's got to stay on if she can. Not the best ball from McGeary. Lewis takes advantage of it on a dead run. Plays forward as Henderson. Henderson through. Flag stays down. Hogan's on sides. Brandenburg not allowing a turn. Watson calmly plays backwards. Hogan against Brandenburg. Creates some space, sends it well over the top of the crossbar. Goal kick now coming up for Tulsa. Kayla Fernandez, who got the start here today, has played 29 minutes so far, finds her way back in here. Sinho to Hogan. Flag is up.
Offside UCF.
Too far out in front for Torres.
Throwing UCF.
Tulsa player that is a little bit shaken up. I think that's Lily Fernandez. Tried to take a few steps. Now we're going to have athletic staff go take a look at her. She's holding her stomach area. See if she's okay. Brandenburg over to double check on Fernandez.
Injured Golden Hurricane number 9, Liliana Fernandez.
Also make a swap here. Kiza. First moments of action. Hope that Fernandez is okay.
Throw in Tulsa.
Ball just not enough on it find its way across to Turner. Eden Collins now will have time. Find out how content here that UCF is to try to take advantage of a little bit more in terms of possession. There's Torres. Tulsa has a player that's down. Referee's going to stop play now. Did not get a look to see who this is for TU that is down. Let's see here on the replay. Yeah, it's Sim Smith. Looks like she got hit in that right ankle area. Trying to stretch it back out right now. She took a few steps afterwards and then just went down. It's not one of those players that Tulsa wants to lose right now. It's like they're going to bring Schimmels back in, who just had a few moments of rest. Maggie is up. She's not able to put a whole lot of weight on that right ankle, as Brandenburg will help her. Maggie Simsmith came in this season and played pretty well. Coach Ryan has mentioned several times so far this season that all the players that were consistent contributors to this team, there are times you look out there and number 15 does not look like a freshman in any instance so far this year. Bernard's daughter. Off the touch from Fernandez. Fernandez now looking out wide, has Torres. That one's going to be too far for her. It was a good look on a run. Now Scott's in for Martin. Kiza kept battling. Geary has Schimmels. Sends it back into the center of the pitch. A turn from Fernandez. Looking for Renarsdottir, couldn't keep it. And here's Scott. Scott now up past the halfway line. Head up, looking here, keeps it on the ground. Hogan collects it. Scott keeps the run going. Foul from behind.
Foul on Tulsa.
See here the Knights in really no rush. Take full advantage of referee getting everything set. Rajayi looking for Scott over the top of her head.
Goal kick, Tulsa.
Goal kick now for Tulsa. Torres. Keeper has it in front of Renarsdottir. Tulsa now has 5, kind of protecting here, not trying to allow any room here for Central Florida. They're going to have to play it long over the top. Geary in front of Hogan. Watson now challenged. Marcinho. Nice through ball to Henderson. From the far line. Somehow Tatum got there because Scott was coming through again looking for her 3rd.
Corner kick, UCF.
See from the end line there, with Tatum inside of her own post. Knocks it away. Scott thought she had a hat trick. That one sent over the top of the bar. Henderson will take one look at it here on the reverse angle.
In for Tulsa, number 24, Grayson Ruggles.
Yeah, got her right hand up. Just in the nick of time, falling away from it. Urquiza, who had to come on a few moments ago. Torres with Lewis. Emily showing some strength of her own. Somehow gets through the one defender, bouncing through. Renarsdottir couldn't quite get it on target. Schimmel's by far the more aggressive player. Turner couldn't quite get there in enough time. Fernandez comes through, settle from Renarsdottir. Has Torres if she wants it, has a go herself. Defender comes over, runs through the attempted shot. Geary. Just past Ruggles, Scott. And Tokarczuk knocks it free. Throw in now. Rather have that than to have Scott have another free run. Offsides as the flag goes up with Turner. Lyles ball forward now. Hogan to Scott, overruns it. Having a hard time trying to get free on the left side over there as the Tulsa offense. UCF keeps giving them opportunities, though, with giveaways here in the center of the pitch. This game has gone in waves at times, been dominated by one side or the other. Hogan. Crafty defending from Brandenburg. Turns away Hogan. Torres cuts the inside of Lewis, has it now. Steps by one defender. Has Renarsdottir, lays it off. Isolde. Wide of goal, and a goal kick now coming up. And a sub now for UCF. It's Bradley that's back in. Launch this from Torres. Just head up past one defender there. Had options there and leaves it to the outside.
Goal kick UCF.
You got to wonder, Tulsa thinking about how many opportunities like that you might have left this final 10-minute push. Martin back in. Martin will definitely help some of that possession base here for UCF on their attack. Trying to eat up as much of this clock as they can.
Throwing UCF.
Turner having to do it all by herself. Now finds Aguirre on the outlet. Swing it to the other side. Settled by Torres. Lewis gets the better as Torres falls down. Schimmels, though, multiple times today that she's placed it back into the box. Hogan now as Martin. Try to draw some of the defenders. Waited a tad bit too late. Ashlyn Fernandez now up the line. Can Turner get there in front of the defender? She cannot. Eaton Collins sets up a throw in for TU. Martin out of play.
Throwing Tulsa.
Fernandez just ran into a wall there. UCF series of 4 just kind of around, waiting. UCF back in full defensive posture now. We've got Scott kind of tracking all the way back. Long ball over the top. Renard's daughter. He's sold, trying to get a turn, just couldn't do it. Schimmels has been so good today. Here she is, one more chance. Cross, that one could have done better with. Scott was flying through, though, to try to make contact. Now Mallory Olson back going for Hogan. UCF close back to their starting lineup resembles. A whistle a foul there on Torres. Up here close to the touch line. Settled there from Olsen. That one's out of play. Throw in now for Tulsa. Olsen was trying to keep that in play to see if she could get to the corner flag. It's good help back from Aguirre. Martin now with Aguirre chasing her down. Throw in for Tulsa. Now sub. Good to see Lily Fernandez back after she went out with an injury earlier. Grayson Ruggles. A few good moments of relief for number 9.
Throwing UCF.
And now we'll have a card for delay.
Yellow card issued to UCF.
Referee had already warned him once. Wanted to pick up pace just a moment, and then when Olsen left it for Lewis,
Throwing TU.
Can't quite make it all the way to Turner. It's 2 or 3 times now that centrally played ball trying to find its way through to the outside has been cut down. Wilson battle with Fernandez and out to Karchik.
Throw in UCF.
Now they're going to have to track down another ball. That one
Throw in UCF.
went to the far side of the track. They did collect one from up towards midfield. Scott with a throw in. Olsen now is just going to hold it. And now a foul here in the corner. Going to take up more time as Olsen's now going to stretch out a bit. Turner's got to give him some more room.
Throw in UCF.
This is a class in how you try to run out some time on the clock here from UCF. Finally, Tulsa gets a throw in their favor. They've got to go quickly now. Try to get organized for some form of attack. Geary, oh, they got a lot of room over here. Schimmels finds Torres. Emily wide to Tokarczyk. Looking there for Fernandez, headed out. Turner's going to have to try to challenge Cack over there. That's going to be a throw-in in favor of UCF. Quinn thought that she had won one for Tulsa. And now another card will be issued here for taking more time on the throw-in. Foul from Tokarczyk on Olsen. So now Tulsa running and placing the ball for UCF to get this back underway. Scott now.
1 minute to
Just
play.
calmly place it in the corner. Got to shield off Fernandez and Tokarczyk. Quite the battle over there in the corner. Throw in now. And they've got to get quickly to the other end.
Throw it to you.
You got to hurry up. Aguirre now has some space if she wants it. Off of Lewis. Can Torres get there in enough time? Delisle has it. And that might have been the one last gasp for TU. Try to salvage a point
10,
out of this one.
8,
As it's going to bounce here at the center circle. Scott will head it forward, and that will end up doing it here.
2,
As UCF has gone on the road and won in a 3-2 fashion
UCF
for the Knights
Tulsa 2. Thank you.
as they continue
TU Soccer. You're going
to remain at the top of the standings here in the American Athletic Conference. Visitors from Florida, 3-2 victory. We'll take a timeout.